What's what's on your nose? Can I see it? Can I see? Oh, you just licked it off. There it is. It was just a bug. Nope, a crumb.
There ain't nobody gonna do it for you. You got to find your own.
She's hunting. So that was my first real boondocking spot, and I left and I ended up here first thing this morning. I think I ended up here by 9. I just made coffee and left, and I was kind of heading here yesterday anyway, but I was tired and I was like, if I can get real boondocking, I'm gonna take it. So that's been North Dakota so far. I'm not gonna be here much longer, kind of done. As you can see, not a lot of trees, not a lot of forest, not a lot of solitude. Hoping to find something different in Minnesota. If not, I will in Michigan. I'm kind of missing forest, so looking at the tire tracks. Somebody came in and turned around today. I can see by the tire tracks. See? So anyway, it's beautiful. Birds like crazy. Sadie's digging. Come on! It's a great spot. But they're all designated. You can't camp anywhere. I mean, there's all this open space. There's all these areas that I'm like, I could pull off there, but you're not allowed. You have to camp where they tell you to camp. Because actually it's a conservation area too, wildlife management. So that makes sense too. They don't want people trampling. But you can see people, I don't know if you can, people right over there. They've pulled in since I got here. I'm a little concerned. There's only one picnic table down here and one fire ring, but I'm a little concerned. Some newbie might come down and think they can camp next to me. Leave it. Shoot, that was a terrible kick. Can I have it? Throw it in the water. Want me to kick it? Oh, shoot, no. Damn it, I keep kicking it really bad. bad. This again. Can I have it? Can I have it? Okay, we're gonna try it again. I'm gonna give it a good kick. Leave it. Come on, back off so I can kick it. Come on. Good girl. There we go. Shoot, that might be too far. No, good girl. What a good girl. Yes. Nice. Beautiful North Dakota morning. At a free campsite. Peanut sauce. What is in there? Peanut butter, jalapenos, tamari, sesame oil, and maple syrup. And I steamed my tempeh for 15 minutes in boiling water and then cut it in half lengthwise. Now we'll cut it into triangles. Here's a water conservation tip for you. Yes, my pan is gross. I used water to steam my tempeh, and then I just took the tempeh out, and I'm reusing the same water to boil potatoes. Double use my water. So in order to conserve my water to last as long as I can out here boondocking and not have to fill it up like every other day, I try to use my water at least twice. Don't always succeed, but I try. And the pan is dirty because it's the same pan I cooked my oatmeal in. So I just scraped out the leftover oatmeal, filled it with an inch of boiling water for the tempeh, took the tempeh out, now I'm boiling potatoes with it. And while it's steaming and it's hot, that's also going to help me clean the pan when I'm done. So, I'll let it marinate overnight, at least a couple hours. You should let it marinate. And then if it's cool enough, I'll bake it. If not, I'll fry it on top of the stove with a little bit of oil. But for tonight, it's potato tacos. So potato, carrots, I had some parsnips, but I didn't cook the whole thing, and I ate all the parsnips already. If you haven't had a parsnip lately, you don't know what you're missing. Avocado and some hot sauce. And that's my potato taco for lunch. I've been camped at a recreation area outside of Bismarck for a few days, several days. It was a nice spot on a lake. Got some activity over the weekend, but not bad. And I need my batteries are dying. My house batteries are dying. It's been a couple weeks that I noticed that at night they're going below 12.0. When I plug in my coffee grinder, it goes down to like 11.4. I did my NutriBullet yesterday and it went down to like 10 point something. So my batteries are definitely getting weak. So I've been really wanting to just ride it out, see how long they'll last, not at their best, kind of just so that I can tell you guys, hey, don't worry, this is how long your batteries will last once they start showing signs of weakness. And since it's been really bad, it's been a couple weeks for me. So I'm going to talk more about it later, but I just thought I'd fill you in on what my day is looking like in Fargo. 3.5-hour drive, and I'm also going there to pick up mail. I've got 2 packages to pick up in Fargo and do some grocery shopping. So, yeah, that's my day. North Dakota is a cruise control state, that's for sure.
In a smoky room, smell the wine and cheap perfume. For a smile we can share the night.
Have I ever told you the story? So a lot of memories are coming up because I'm writing my memoir. So one of the things my ex-husband loved was going to concerts, old 70s and 80s band concerts. And his thing all his life, he'd been to way more concerts than I had, and his whole thing, his whole life was getting backstage. Either making friends with ushers or charging ushers. Anyway, he taught me how to get backstage. And you'll have to read my book to find out how that went really bad one time. But we got backstage one time for Journey. His friends got backstage, and they got us backstage, and we met Journey. Gosh, I remember actually even being in one of their dressing rooms. I was drunk. I was very drunk. And yeah, so being in one of their dressing rooms, and then the band came wandering down the hallway, and it was the new singer. It wasn't Joe Perry? Steve Perry. Joe Perry. Steve Perry. Joe Perry is Aerosmith. So, yeah. They came walking down the hall. My ex-husband's friend was with them. And, I mean, they have pictures with band members from their whole teens and everything. I mean, music was really a big deal to them. And I, being so drunk, I was like, hey, hi, oh my God, it's the band. And the lead singer was like, I don't know who you are. You're the new lead singer. Yeah, you're not Joe Perry. And they all just stood there looking at me. And I was drunk off my ass, and I wouldn't shut up. And my ex-husband's like dragging my arm, and he's like, honey. And I was just like, yeah, but it's nice to meet you anyway, even though you're not Joe Perry. Every time I hear a Journey song, I think about that. And I actually want to write the guy a letter. I know it didn't mean anything to him. I was just some drunk lady being stupid. But yeah, every time I hear a Journey song, I think about that, and I would just cringe with embarrassment, and I want to write the guy a letter and apologize. So there you go, a fun story about my past. I don't share many stories like about my past. I mean, stories, but you know, there's a lot of craziness in my past. And again, you want to find out the nitty-gritty, it's all going to be in my book. I also drank beer with Sammy Hagar's wife on stage while he was performing. You know how there's always people like off to the sides? We were off to the sides, and I got up there like on stage off to the side while he was performing, and she kept like looking over at me and then offered me a beer out of his private cooler that was sitting on the stage. So I sat there watching Sammy Hagar perform, drinking beer with his wife, and I didn't say that's not David Lee Roth. I don't know who that is. It was freaking Sammy Hagar. And yeah, I hung for a little while, and I don't know, a couple songs, and she kind of kept looking at me, and I was like, I think I better go before she asks me who I am and whether or not I belong here. So I drank a beer and just wandered away back, and to tell my husband, I was like, you won't believe where I just was. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't all bad. There were some fun times for sure. Until it got bad. You know, I feel like I have to say that as an addict. You know, I don't want to glorify the fun times, but because it got bad, it got ugly. They were definitely dark, ugly, awful times. Yeah. So
to change. There ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Got to find your own way. Got to find your own way. If you want to live, got to find your own home. If you want to live, there ain't nobody gonna give it to you. You got to find your own home.
I had been on country roads from my last camp to Bismarck, and I could have taken county roads, but I was like, I'm gonna hop on the interstate. I looked at the map and there were more towns that the interstate went through. I was like, I think the interstate's gonna be more interesting than the county roads, which is very rare. I usually prefer not to be on the interstate, but this is some flat, boring farmland. No offense, North Dakota. I haven't seen a mountain in weeks. Just passed a Continental Divide sign so I'm at 1,400 feet above sea level. 1,485, I think it was. Still about an hour outside of Fargo.
Got to sing your soul if you want to know. Gotta sing your song, if you wanna know. You know you gotta let go if you want your own. Got to let it go.
Well, that about calls it. Dilapidated, old, down, broken, falling down house. Structurally weak.
There ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Got to find your own.
So there was a rest area about a mile back, and I wanted to stop and eat. And I was gonna pull in, and then I saw a sign, Tower City, a mile away. I'm like, you know what? I'd rather pull off and, oh shoot, I wanted to go down there. I'd rather pull off and see a cute little town than go to the rest area. And look at what I'm seeing. Oh my gosh, look at this. I followed a sign for a city park, and there's no parking at the city park, but I see ball fields. So I'm gonna go that way. But, you know, it makes me think, interstates, I'm on the interstate. I mean, what a shame that they would put a rest area a mile from a city where people could pull into the city to the town and spend their money in the town. You know? There's gas here. People might stop anyway. But there's food. Okay. Maple Valley Raiders. So anyway, that's just a thought. I don't know why they would put rest areas. Make sense when you're out in the middle of nowhere, right? Well, maybe this little town doesn't want people in it. Now when I think about it, that could be a possibility. Like the residents don't want a bunch of interstate traffic in their town. Might be good for business, but maybe the residents don't want it. I may have just talked myself into a reason for it. I'm very chatty today. And these are the roads of the town. Gravel, dirt. It's a cute little town. Sorry, the inside of my windows are really dirty. Somebody, who do you think makes them dirty? Would that be my Sadie girl? Would that be you? Trump. Train. Okay, well, I'm not really seeing any place to park. Any public place to park, so, oh, what's that, right there? Oh, wait, I don't even know what that is. That looks like an old, oh yeah, that's an old campground. What the heck? Okay, I'm gonna pull in there. I wonder if it's private. See? There's old electrical outlets and even an old dump station here. an old house over there. Okay, I'm gonna just park here. I'm only gonna be a few minutes while I heat up my, what were they? Buckwheat and oat pancakes with pumpkin from yesterday. That's it. Yeah, and then I'm gonna move. Old dump station right there, the old spigot and everything. I'm at a mall looking for GNC because that is where the Amazon locker is. I didn't realize it was inside the mall. So I've been driving around the mall trying to find it. Alright, but then I saw the sign for the farmer's market and I was like, oh, let's go check out the farmer's market. I might go back. I doubt it. I don't know. Whoa. It's only one vendor, so it may not even have any organic. I gotta find GNC. Well, crap. The Amazon locker is not in this GNC in the mall. It's in one across the street in another strip mall. And if you enter the address for GNC, they all take you here. And Amazon takes you here. Google takes you here. So even if I entered GNC, it wouldn't have taken me to the other one. I had to go. The guy in the GNC had to tell me a nearby store to put in. Life on the road. These are the challenges you face. Packages can be a pain in the butt. They have been. Amazon locker's been a little bit weird in the Dakotas. But we'll get it done. Now that's just cruel, isn't it? You see what I'm talking about? That's just mean. Alright. Just had to show you that. I'm at the new GNC. Second time's a charm. Oh, look at that. Amazon HOOD. They have a sign. So this is the second Dakota one. They don't have actual lockers that you go and enter a code. They have it in the back, and whoever's manning the counter. The other one was a drugstore in South Dakota somewhere. So in this GNC, I just go give them the code. They go in the back. They get my package. So. One errand down. Several to go. I'm undecided as to whether I want to get batteries now. I parked way too close to that wall. Crap. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Okay, next is the UPS store. I had my, I have a couple packages, my mail delivered, and another package waiting. So I gotta find the UPS store. And then I'll figure out whether I want to do batteries today. Still undecided about the batteries. What do you think? You just want to be done, huh? You're like, I want to go run and chase and hunt and swim. Alright, another one down. UPS store. Here's a tip if you're in an RV. I always look at the Google Streets view when I'm choosing a UPS store to pick my packages up at to make sure there's plenty of parking. Don't want to get in a situation where I can't park anywhere nearby. Usually it's not a problem. Every once in a while, depending on the city, sometimes the streets are small, there's not a lot of parking, whatever, especially in downtown areas. So be careful of that. And there's a battery place a mile away, so I think I'm going to go check it out. Okay, so I walked in, said I need 2 new golf cart batteries. They said, what do you need? And I was like, I'm not sure. I don't remember what's in there. They were like, let me go see. So they came out and looked, and they're going to install them for me. How awesome is that? Already started. that's it. We're done. $350 for 2 installed 6-volt batteries. Took less than an hour. I didn't have to get dirty and do it myself. Could have totally done it myself. Didn't wanna. Why not pay to have somebody do it? So Interstate Batteries, the Interstate Battery store, really helpful. I've gone into the store before in Pahrump, Nevada when I was having battery issues, and they were so helpful. Took the time to listen to me and try to troubleshoot my problem. So I got 2 brand new batteries. I should be good for another 2.5 years. I'm going to talk to you more about the batteries later, why I didn't get lithium. All right, I need coffee. There's a Chipotle. Ooh, Chipotle has vegan food. I might go to Chipotle. I'm hungry. Okay, coffee first. I have not seen a single Starbucks. Everything is Caribou. So I'm gonna go get a Caribou iced coffee. Is it only drive-through? I hope not. I don't know. Can I do the drive-through? Oh boy. All right. Cool. I'm gonna get coffee first, and then I'll go get groceries or something. Caribou Coffee Company is out of Minnesota, so they're regional and they're everywhere, and it's delicioso. Very good. All right, there's a, can you guys hear me? I should do a whole series just on bumper stickers and signs and billboards that I see, but I just saw I'm in Minnesota, I just saw a bumper sticker that said, "Believe in America, not the media." And what is ironic about that is that the media, his media, is telling him that all the other media is ruining America. I mean, there's just so much irony packed in that little statement. Don't believe in America, not in the media. Okay, where is he getting his information that we believe in the media and not in America? Where is he getting his information that people aren't believing in America and that the media is to blame for all of that ails our society? I'd love to stop him and say, hey, where are you getting your information? He's getting his information from the media. So the ironic thing about all of this anti-media stuff is that they're getting all their anti-media stuff from the media, and from the media that lies to them the most, because they're not really news.
GPS signal lost.
And yet they don't tell people that. And how do we reach people who aren't processing that data, that information? It's sad because the people who are controlling them know what they're doing, and the people being controlled don't realize it. All this flat land has just been, my mind has just been racing all day on a lot of different things. Yeah. The state of our country, the state of our planet is really weighing on me today. And a car just passed me that said unapologetically pro-choice, which is a nice balance, not even close to being balanced, of all the anti-choice billboards I've seen spreading lies. Lots and lots and lots of lies. Know the facts. A baby can kick in 4 days. It's not really what it said, but something like that. A baby can kick at X. A baby's heart beating is at 18 days or whatever. It's not true. It's so not true. You know, when you get to that moment where you just want to be done, you're like, I've had enough, I just want to be done, and nothing goes your way. So I pulled into the state park in Minnesota about a half hour outside of Fargo after checking out a couple of the local parks that were just too crowded and too busy. and I just wanted quiet. And pulled into the park. There's nobody at the booth. And so the instructions were to reserve a site and then go get a site. So I drove around because I wanted to pick my site. So I pulled into the site. It was available. I had to look online, and then to set up, you have to set up an account, and then you know how that goes. And plus all the automatic fill on your phone is supposed to be helpful, but so you enter your information 500 times and then 500 more times. And then it doesn't take the password, so you have to recover the password. Anyway, 15 minutes later, we have a spot, and Sadie really needs to go for a walk, so that's what we're gonna do. So it was a good night here. It's kind of been fun. Met some locals and got to hear the local accent, which is always fun, don't you know? And it's been fun walking around, seeing all the families getting ready for the holiday, for its 4th of July coming up in a few days. And it just kind of took me back a little bit, seeing families together, from children up to grandparents, and vinyl tablecloths out and flags around and kids playing in the yard and, you know, in the campground, and riding bikes instead of jumping on OHVs. And it's kind of a step back in time, and it's been kind of nice. I needed it after a day of thinking about just the state of where we are. But yeah, kind of took me back to my childhood a little bit. The fold-up tables and the vinyl tablecloths really did it. But even the older people were on their phones. Can't get away from it. All right, I'm gonna go into Fargo and do some sightseeing, a little bit, not much, and then I'm gonna go to Natural Grocers and stock up on my groceries. And then there's a place called Skullhead, 3.5 hours up north, right on the border, that sounded solitudinous and pretty in the forest. And I can't remember if it's on the North Dakota side or the Minnesota side, but it'll be fun. And I'm gonna go hit the road. I'm not gonna do a whole lot of sightseeing. I just want to see the Fargo, downtown Fargo, maybe the wood chipper. All right, hitting the road. Sadie girl, huh? There's just squirrels and chipmunks everywhere that have just been teasing you all night, huh? Yeah, they have been. You want to hit the road? Want to go for a walk? I mean, a ride? Come on, we're gonna go for a ride. We're gonna get water first. Staying in all these campgrounds, there is no shortage of water, even not staying in, just driving through the wildlife management areas and the other ones, the recreation areas. There is water and dump stations everywhere, and most of them, some of them are free. There's a lot of free ones, and some of them, like this one, of course, am I in a state park? Yes, I'm in a state park. I'm in a Minnesota state park. They're free for guests, so I don't need to dump. I mean, I've just been like every couple days I'm like, there's a dump station. But you don't want to dump your black tanks too often, because then solids build up in the bottom. You really need it to be almost full to flush everything out appropriately, or enough. So I think I just dumped, oh, maybe I should look. Maybe it's been a week. Maybe I will. I'll have to look at the calendar, look back and see where I was when I dumped last. I don't even know. But yeah, I might just fill up a little bit of water. So it's a pretty little campground. If you go to the Deus area, there's usually a swimming area, but they drained it. There's the river. Sadie and I went and walked on the river last night, Buffalo River, and there's a few trails. They're really short trails. I think there's longer trails, but we walked pretty much all the trails in the short time we were here. And what else? It's pretty. Did I say that? And I'm gonna go ahead and dump my tanks. It's been a week. Why not? Because if I don't, I'm afraid I'm gonna regret it. Fargo's white settler history goes back to 1871, when the first settlers staked out homestead claims at the point where the Northern Pacific Railroad would cross the Red River. Railroads played a major role in the development of the city. The city was actually named for William Fargo, a director of the Northern Pacific Railroad and co-founder of Wells Fargo Express Company. Looking for a job? According to ZipRecruiter, Fargo has the #1 hottest job market in the country in 2021. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? So I just passed a women's healthcare clinic. Oh my gosh. And there are people lined the streets with signs that are anti-abortion. I did see some clinic defense. Oh my gosh. This is really upsetting me. Look at this. No woman should have to walk through that. I think I might go raise some hell. I don't see anyone down here protesting this. One of the famous women of North Dakota history is Dr. Fanny Dunn Quain. She lived from 1874 to 1950, and she was North Dakota's first licensed female physician. As a young woman, she worked a lot of jobs to save money to go to medical school, and she graduated from the University of Michigan in 1898 with a Doctor of Medicine degree. After moving to Bismarck, she became a prominent figure in the area and was eventually elected Burleigh County's Superintendent of Schools. She had an active private medical practice for many years. She's doing great. She's doing so good on her leash. I love all the character. There's a lot of character down here. Really, really pretty. Old brick buildings and stuff with writing still on them. Oh, look. In 1893, Fargo was decimated by a major fire. Hey, hi. But be nice. Oh, all right. We're getting there. It ruined more than 31 blocks that were just reduced to piles of rubble. But look at that old red brick building. Look at that. You see the detail on the top? Wow, it's beautiful. But the fire was a stunning blow to the city, but Fargoans determined to rebuild their city. And in less than a year, 246 new buildings had been constructed. So many of the buildings I'm seeing here are post-1893. Train depot, and right on time we got a train going by. Look at that. I like how this is all, it's like a mural on these little trains here at the train depot. Great Northern Railway. See that? There's a buffalo on it. Greetings from Fargo. Still lots of trains running through downtown. Pretty city park right off of the downtown. It's really pretty. I'm gonna see if I can find Sadie some water. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't grab any water for her. There's a pool. There's gotta be water somewhere. She hears chipmunks and squirrels. That's all she cares about. Come on. In memory of our comrades, 1861 to 1865. The monument was built in 1916. Angel of Hope. We could use some hope. Lots of people leave offerings. Come on. I hope to find some water for Sadie. The Christmas box angel with hope in its wings. Dedicated 2005. Okay. Lots of little kid offerings, which is sad. About what that might mean. Did Fargo host Wimbledon or what? What's up with the stadium seating? Big tennis matches. Pretty park. But Sadie's going nuts. She wants to chase every squirrel she sees, so we're getting out of the park. I can't compete with squirrels. She loves hunting more than she loves me. Nice pool. Really nice pool. It's nice and big. People doing laps. Must be like lap time before kid time. A lot of Speedos. A lot. Like, I just saw too many Speedos. Red River Women's Clinic in the heart of downtown Fargo, which is the one I passed, is the only clinic in the entire state of North Dakota that provides this healthcare service to women. All right, I wandered all over the city and I couldn't find the anti-women's rights people, so I had to Google it. So I'm back. I see the block ahead. I see the clinic defense first, so I will thank them. With a population of 762,000, roughly half of them are women, this is the only healthcare facility in the entire state that provides this service for women.
The faith without works is dead. Keep reading. But if somebody will say, you have faith and I have works, show me your faith.
So I ended up walking through the crowd like a maniac. Challenging them. 400,000 kids in this country are in foster care. Not one of the people I talked to has adopted a child, much less fostered a child. And they don't listen. They just, there's no rational reason behind that. Some guy came up to me literally with a baby this big and said, you're gonna say this isn't a baby? This isn't a baby? I'm triggered. I'll admit I'm triggered. No woman should have to go through that. Ever. It's insulting and it's abusive. It's absolutely abusive. They're not at prisons. Why aren't they at the prison? Against the death penalty. It's disgusting, and most of them were men. Blood is freaking pumping. All the clinic defense people are like shaking their head like, don't even bother. And one, like the leader, followed me out of the crowd. He followed me. He's the one with the little baby. He was hoping to save me, I'm sure. It's too late to be saved. I am saved. Not like they want me to be saved. I'm saved from the bullshit that society tells me I need to be, that I should be. I'm saved from the bullshit that the patriarchal society tells us, just so that we can't take care of our own bodies, to keep us submissive and oppressed. I'm really triggered. Okay. The 10 Commandments on City Hall, the Civic Center. Something to think about. kids, say 3, I wouldn't be able to live the way I'm living right now, probably. Or I wouldn't feel as free to live the life that I'm living right now, because many of you know, right? You've got kids to take care of, or you're taking care of grandkids, right? I mean, that's the thing too. I mean, if I had kids, they'd probably be a mess. I was in no shape to have kids. I mean, I've been a mess all my life, and this idea that if you have kids that you're going to be a better person, that you're going to stop drinking and doing drugs, how often does that work out? So again, it's just another way to oppress not just women, but men too. I don't understand the logic behind fighting to keep an unwanted child in the world. Why would you do that to the child? To have a person go through life knowing that nobody wanted them. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Alright, I've made my mark on Fargo. I will forever be known by the anti-choicers as the raving lunatic at that one time downtown. And it's time to move on. I got triggered. Another thing, isn't this just a church sanctified, or just a religious sanctified, or self-righteous sanctified, another way to harass women? There are so many other things that they could do to help the living, to help other causes. I mean, and they choose to stand outside of a clinic and harass women. Right? That's what they're doing. They're harassing women, mostly men. Harassing women. It's just more misogyny, no matter how you look at it. Hot, huh? A little bit. It's only 88 degrees in here. That's not so bad.
Let's talk about the timeline a little bit. This is a lot of money, and a bipartisan agreement. We've got a
Sadie girl doesn't like the heat. She doesn't do well in the heat. So We gotta go today. Find a place to swim. Wanna go swimming? Yeah.